Hey everybody, Lori here. This morning I'm going to give you a video that's really just a personal video, and for any of my friends that are also along with the 24-day challenge, I've really found that I do like this cleanse and challenge because it's a herbal cleanse that's not a starvation cleanse. So it really does clean you out and you still get to eat normally. You don't die of starvation. So personally, this is really just for me so I can remember the order of operations really and how it all works. So it's a 24-day, 10 days is the cleanse, and 14 days is called the max phase. In the cleanse phase, you have this little box, herbal cleanse box, that contains a fiber drink and some probiotic and the herbal cleanse tablets. So the first 3 days, you want to start the morning with a Spark. Okay, the Spark is just kind of the energy drink, a little caffeine. So I'm usually a huge coffee drinker, espresso, have my own machine. But for this cleanse, I don't need the coffee, and I just go with these Sparks. So you start the day with a Spark. They've got all sorts of flavors. I chose pink lemonade. They have orange and watermelon, which I did like. That was my new flavor this time that I tried out. So tip for me is that mix these powders with a little hot water. So a small amount of hot water, and it helps the powder blend up better. And then I add the cold water if it's a warmer day, but this morning it's snowing here in Colorado in the spring, so I had my Spark hot and it was fine. So you start with a Spark, lots of water, and you make yourself the fiber drink packet. This is my second cleanse, and the first one had a citrus fiber drink, which was really kind of I don't want to say aggressive. It was very gritty, and I wasn't a huge fan of the flavor, so I was recommended to try the peaches and cream flavor, which is a little more gentle. It's a less gritty powder, and it's smoother. Anyway, and it blends up better. Again, I use a little hot water first, blend it up. One of the things I used this morning, fabulous little whisk. Okay, I actually got this from my mother-in-law. I don't know if you can find them anymore, but same kind of thing that's in those protein shakers, the drink shakers. This works great for the fiber drink, so use that if you have one. But I mix it with a little bit of hot water, and then you go up to a cup of water and drink that down and follow it with a lot of water, because it's meant to expand in your system and flush it all through and get that all out. But in the first 3 days is when you do the fiber drink in the morning. So you do Spark, fiber drink, and your breakfast. You get to eat, okay? Here's my go-to breakfast. I live off this stuff, okay? The Kashi GoLean I really like. I like it better than the GoLean Crunch because it has a little more protein and a little more fiber, okay? So I have that with skim milk and some raspberries or blueberries sometimes. So that makes breakfast, and then we move on to a healthy snack during the day. I like the 3 meals and snacks in between the 3 meals. That's what I normally do, and this is a recommendation in here. It's all charted out for you, which is nice. So it has the cleanse phase all set out for you, and then the max phase. So you can totally just go by the checklist. But often I forget all my little tips and tricks that help me out. That's why I'm doing this video. After your snack, healthy lunch. Make sure it's a good lunch. Afternoon, have another Spark. Okay? With your kind of snack area. Good thing to do. And then evening time, dinner, 2 Omegaplex, which is just your fatty acid, omega-3. They're about this big. Let me show you. I always like to see pills. That's just me. Okay? So I have 2 of those. They're kind of big. If you're not a big pill fan, take them one at a time. But I'm used to them, so I'm good with it. So you have that with your dinner. And then right before you go to bed, you have, for the first make sure I'm not talking out of turn here. The first 7 days of the cleanse, you have these herbal cleanse packets. Okay, it says it on there. It's these right before at bedtime. You have these. So the first 3 days are the fiber drink, and the first 7 days are the herbal cleanse at nighttime. That's the thing I get mixed up with sometimes. So at day 4, you won't have the fiber drink anymore in the mornings. Your mornings will consist more of the Spark first still, and then you're going to take the probiotic. So it's this little pill, and you take that in the mornings on day 4. Still have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, you're still eating through all of this, which is great. I like food. Spark in the afternoon, and like I said, through day 7, the herbal cleanse at bedtime. Then day 8 is when you go back to the first 3 days, and you have your fiber drink in the morning, along with your Spark, breakfast, lunch, Spark in the afternoon, dinner, Omegaplex, and then you won't have anything at bedtime for day 8, 9, 10. Okay, and that will consist of the cleanse phase. So that's all this in one little packet. And if you just want to do the cleanse, then just get this box and some Spark. Okay, so, okay, sorry. And the Omegaplex is technically what you would need. But honestly, if you just get the cleanse and the Spark, I think you'd be fine. To just do the 10-day cleanse every 3 months, 4 months, something like that. I think I'm at 5 months. I did my last one beginning of November. So that is the cleanse phase. Then the max phase is great because now that you're all cleaned out, it's really not that awful. You're not chained to the bathroom or anything like that, but it's something that certainly helps to get you all scrubbed out and clean so now you can absorb better on the max phase. So the max phase consists of a MNS, Metabolic Nutrition System. Okay, and this time I picked 3. There's MNS3, MNSE, and MNSC. So if you have questions about which one, contact me and I'll be happy to make a recommendation on which one you want. So this time I chose 3. And what's nice is that you're still starting your day with a Spark. Okay, and then I nearly forgot that, well, in this phase, you can choose to have a light breakfast or you can choose one of the meal replacement shakes. Okay, and I'll move you for a minute while I get my meal replacement shake because they look like this. That's not helping you at all. There we go. Meal replacement. I like the chocolate mocha flavor. I finally figured out I like that one best. These are fabulously individually packaged, which works great if you travel a lot. This is great, and the fact that it's a really fine powder and it mixes up really well. I only have to use I use one of those Gatorade bottles, the empty leftover bottles, because they have a wider opening at the top to pour this into, and I just have to shake it without a little thing inside or anything, and it blends up really well. Because for me, if I use my stick blender, this sucker, on high, it actually makes it a little too thick for my liking. So all I need to do is shake that up. So max phase, day 11, you're starting with Spark, and then your breakfast is a meal replacement shake, and you move on to the color packs, which are what these suckers are. Okay, they're labeled quite well. They have them in there. Okay, kind of small, but you can figure them out. Sorry, that was upside down. Look at that. This one says we have yellow and white. You can see what's in the back of them here. Okay, so essentially there's a lot of multivitamins. There's the little probiotic that's in here along with this phase. You have your Omegaplex that's in here as well, so you don't need to take your own with that. But you want to take the color packs on an empty stomach. Okay, so one before breakfast on an empty stomach and one before lunch on an empty stomach. One thing about this is the you may feel a little funny, and if you feel a little weird in your belly or whatever, taking this 30 minutes as recommended before a meal, scoot it closer to your meal. And that's what I have to do. I just like to, I take it 10 minutes before a meal, so it's still on an empty stomach, but I need to eat right away or I get a little nauseous because it's got some of the energy herbs and things like that in there. So you'll have one before breakfast, and then one with breakfast or lunch, and then one before lunch, and then one with lunch. Okay, so it says it on here. It's self-explanatory, but I just wanted to reiterate for myself again. That's how you do it. And then your dinner, and then you're good. So this is a pretty easy phase, except for the fact of remembering to do all these packets. I tape them on my kitchen cupboards so I remember, because I'm not good at remembering pills. I never usually take pills, so this is just a phase that I need to remember everything that I'm doing and in which order. That's how it goes. So that's 14 days where you're starting with a spark, you're doing a meal replacement, snack, one of your color packs, going through the pills for 2 weeks. This is great. It's got food suggestions in the back, which I just call clean eating. You know, lean proteins, vegetables, fruits. You eat food. It's a really great program to where you don't starve, and it cleans you out, and then you absorb all these great things and feel better for it. So hope you get a little out of this. If you are one of my friends trying out this 24-day challenge, and let me know if you have any other questions on it. But now I have it on record on how to do the 24-day challenge and all my little tips. Thanks. Have a great day.